Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm your host, Darien Rencher, and my boy Mo Hassan couldn't make it today. He got a little sick, so it's just me today. But getting into the episode, really, we got the biggest transfer in college football, some say. To me, definitely up there. Left Georgia as a starting quarterback, and obviously got injured there at the end of last season. The big storyline was him transferring to Miami. Obviously, at times, a lot of stuff off the field, why he went to Miami, and then has had a crazy offseason, and we get into all that. To me, it was cool to see Carson Beck, who's been relatively quiet, but a lot of stuff off the field, like open up. So this episode, you kind of get everything. Off the field, he has a lot of narratives surrounding him, but I will say in person, I thought the dude was dope. Had a great time with him. He showed a lot of love, super humble when he's talking. And then to me, the biggest point I realized from bro was he loves ball. Like, he is a quarterback through and through. So if you love college football, you love ball, you're going to love to hear some of his takes, some of his answers on just how he approaches the game. And then we talked about, man, just being in Miami. Like, I lived in Miami post-college when I was training for pre-draft stuff for like 6 months. There's not a better place you can be. You get everything you want. Like, I love LA, I love New York, but Miami, you get the best of everything, in my opinion. And so, like I said, we talked about what it's going to be like going after a big win to wherever he wants to go in the city. And so, like I said, had a great time with him. The program down there, what Coach Cristobal is building, like I said, following up Cam Ward off last season, the number one pick in the draft. There's big expectations to make the playoffs, which they got snubbed last year, to make the playoffs and then make a natty run. Like I said, they notably have put a lot of money into this roster. A lot of guys have come back. They obviously brought Carson in to make this deep run. So, like I said, excited for the program. If you're a Miami fan, I feel like this is another. Y'all had a great year last year, but this is another year to definitely follow it up so it wasn't a fluke. And then to me, the cool part about going to the Miami facility is, like I said, we've been a lot of places, but man, seeing the legends on that wall, bro, they got so many great people you forget. Like, you honestly forget how many great players. Like, there'll be a name that pops up like Willis McGahee. It's like, bro, Willis McGahee was a dog. Frank Gore. But you also got Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. You got The Rock. The Rock played with Cristobal. You know what I'm saying? Like, the history at Miami was insane and is up there with any program in the country. And I know, being in a building, the guys on the team right now, they want to be that team that people talk about for the future. So I'm excited to see, like I said, what Carson does, what the team does. But y'all get a definitely good look into what a QB1 is like living in the biggest city in America. But y'all gonna love it. So check the episode out. If you like it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all enjoy the episode. Check it out. Peace. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Am Athlete here with Carson Beck in Miami. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Glad to have you. Look, let's get into it. Really, how do you feel being here? I mean, going into a new season, new team. How you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, obviously being in Miami is a lot different than Athens, Georgia. It's
a lot different.
Yes, it's a big city.
Yeah.
I love the weather down here is unreal. Obviously, July is a little different. It rains every single day, but you know, it is what it is. It's part of being in Florida, being from Florida. But you know, I love it down here. Just getting to know the guys, being around new coaches, new faces. Right. It's another like challenge for me. You know, being a new player, building relationships, all that thing. Which obviously like I accept, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So,
how was it? Maybe it's different coming as a freshman to come into a new team at this stage of your career, like meeting new teammates, getting adjusted.
So different. That's actually such a great question. I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that, but I think as a freshman, obviously you're just trying to find your footing, right? Mm-hmm. You're coming out of high school. Everybody that's coming in with you is the best player, respective at you know where they were from or their city, right? Their school. But you're just trying to find your footing. I feel like, and you know, transferring and coming to a new place, but having reps and accumulated, time spent on the field and in practice and in college, right? Like, I know what it looks like. I know what it takes to be successful, to be a good player, at the collegiate level.
Right.
And that's kind of everything. So I feel like the biggest thing is the mindset is the difference. As far as like coming in and just trying to get your feet settled on the ground. Now you're coming in and you're on the platform and you got to come in and take over and be ready to lead from day one.
How you feel like, I know a big thing around college football when they think about transfers, how do you feel like the locker room embraces a new guy? You feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like redate all over. You got to meet everybody.
No, of course. I feel like, especially at Georgia, being on the opposite end of a transfer coming in, I feel like we were always super accepting of someone coming in, right? Like, a lot of the times, like, people transfer just for, like, the betterment of their career. Maybe,
Correct.
like, the last place just didn't work out for them. They gotta come somewhere new. So it's like, you never, like, look down on the guy, at least from my perspective and,
Yeah.
someone else coming in. But for me coming in, obviously, is a lot different than, me accepting someone else
Right.
coming in, right? So I feel like everybody's been super accepting, though, and it's honestly been great since the jump.
That's
Like,
dope.
obviously, you gotta learn new people. You
For
gotta
sure.
get to know people, right? Which that takes time and effort. But, as time goes, you get more and more comfortable around the guys. And then
Yeah.
once you start putting work in with them,
I know
it's a wrap.
everything kind of leads to another thing. But no, I mean, I agree because we didn't have like how it is now. I feel like it's become a norm. Like, every offseason
Yeah.
you're gonna have new guys coming in that didn't commit here right out of high school.
Yeah.
But speaking, I feel like you got asked this probably 100 times, but just how would you describe the transition or how it went for you, like in your eyes, from leaving Georgia to coming here?
Of course. I think the hardest part for me, obviously, wasn't that I was just transferring, right? But I was transferring after suffering a major injury.
Yeah.
And so being in the process of rehabbing
Right.
that, not being able to throw, I'm a quarterback,
I know.
right? It was very difficult. And then not only that, but everything else that kind of was going on in my life at the time
Yeah.
and having to move schools, move places, like deal with the injury, deal with what just happened the season before,
Yeah.
right? It was a lot. Like, it was very mentally taxing.
For sure.
But again, like, that's why I'm so appreciative for the people down here, the training staff, the coaches, the players, like how accepting they were and how helpful they were through that process.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have been able to make it through as seamlessly through that kind of,
Mhm.
transition period and that, dealing with that rehab of
Yeah.
such a difficult injury to come back from. Without them, like they really helped me through that, and I'm super appreciative and thankful for the way that
Nah.
they were able to help.
That's dope. It speaks a lot to the culture.
Of course.
Speaking to this, I mean, people are, I'm sure, are very like, they want to know how you feeling. Like, you feel like is it the best Carson? What percentage are you back? Like, how would you say, where's your game at right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, shoot, whole summer been 100% back.
Yeah.
Feel good, mentally feel good. Being down in Miami, it's one of its own. It's
Yeah,
one of a
for sure.
kind, and it's just it's a fun place to be, man. And like, we have fun,
Yeah.
but we work, right? And that's what's fun is the work, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, these dudes are characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Every team got its own people. It's
Absolutely.
really saying everybody's got a jokester. Everybody's got a serious guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Every team's got the same people. Speaking to really, like, what do you want to prove? Anything? You trying to prove yourself, right? How would you say your mentality is going into this year?
Yeah, I feel like just for me, is just have fun. Like, I feel like last year there was just so much like just extra that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Just a lot of like nonsensical things that maybe were produced by me or produced by other things.
For sure.
But like, I mean, that's all in my control, right? And that comes from my approach and my mentality. So
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing for me is maybe not trying to prove anything, but just like have fun and just be me,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I kind of got away from that last year, and that's something that I can really focus on this year.
For sure. Even speaking back to the past, not too much, but just how would you, through your lens, describe your time at Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, I was there for 5 years, which I mean, it's
I didn't know you was there for 5.
5 years.
I ain't know 5. So how many nights you got?
Hmm?
How many nights you got?
2.
Damn, I did
Yep.
not know.
I went there. I got there in.
I knew you were there for like your
That was
whole
like the
career.
first. That was the first year that like you could go early and practice with the team for bowl practice.
I do
So
remember this.
I got there December 2019. When they were playing Baylor in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that I had actually practiced with the team. And then obviously 2020, right before COVID, is when I officially
Yeah.
got there. So, but no, man, I mean, my time at Georgia was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
to be able to play with some of those guys, obviously are some of the most talented players I've been around, right? And just great dudes as well, right?
Yeah.
And then play under a coach like Kirby Smart. I mean, he's one of the best coaches of
sure.
all time, right? And
doubt.
his success speaks for itself. So, but being able to learn from him, and then obviously Coach Munkin, OC at the beginning, Coach Bobo, my OC that I played under whenever I started, being able to learn from them. I mean, they elevated my career to another level, and I wouldn't be the quarterback that I am without all of them, and obviously the guys that were there as well. So,
No, a lot of respect. What's the biggest thing you took from Kirby? Like his approach?
oh man, he's just an intense competitor.
So I've heard.
He's an intense competitor, and I love it. I love every second of it. He wants to win, and he'll do anything to win at all costs. It does not matter, right? But he's just a great leader, and he demands respect. Like that guy walks into the room in a team meeting, everyone, right, just quiet, right? And that's how like okay, like this guy means
Yeah,
business.
he got some aura a little bit. You know,
Yeah, exactly. He's
yeah,
got a little aura
for
for
sure.
sure. But no, man. I mean, it was awesome to get to be coached by him, and the passion and energy that he coached with, I was always super appreciative of. And then
Yeah.
obviously when I became the starter, um, just the strides that he went to build a relationship with me and
Yeah.
be there for me through the 2 seasons that I was there, and just help me in any way that he could. Right? Obviously, he's a very smart
For sure.
minded individual and more of a defensive guy. So
Yeah.
helping me through like playing other teams and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, obviously a great coach and very thankful to be able to play under him.
Nah, he's a legend. And then, I mean, I think, I don't know if you answered this before, but I think thinking about your Georgia, like leaving that way, obviously people was kind of spoken for you of like what the fans think. Like, what would you say to Georgia fans who are seeing you now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the way that everything ended was very abrupt.
Yeah.
I wasn't like I was able to, give my thanks, give my appreciation. Obviously,
Right.
I'm super thankful and appreciative for my 5 years there. I mean, that's almost a quarter. I mean, it's probably like 35,
No,
30%, not 30%,
of your life.
like 20% of my life, right?
Right.
It's like 20% of my life, and I mean, man, I gave everything that I had to that university. We hard fought wins, hard fought losses, right?
Yeah.
The work that we put in there, I mean, it's second to none. And honestly, I'm so thankful and appreciative just to have the support system that I did have there, right? I mean, I met lifelong friends that
know.
I'll have for the rest of my life. You know how it is,
Yeah.
like being in there and just putting in work with your guys. Like, I mean, that's what we do it for, those relationships that you build. But I don't know, man. The ending was tough because it obviously wasn't a part of my plan. Like I never wanted it to end that way, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go down in the SEC championship game, get injured, and then ultimately end up making the decision, to go elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like it was never a part of the plan, and which ultimately now, like sometimes it's God's plan, it's not your plan. So
1000%.
just going with that and trusting in Him that ultimately this is where I was supposed to be. So
Yeah. I mean, so this is year 6. How old are you?
6, 23.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be Unc now.
That's
like
what all
low-key.
these boys call me. I'm like, bro, like I remember, I forget who I was talking to. They said, yeah, like my birthday's in 07. I said, huh?
No,
I
07
said,
is crazy.
I said, bro, you're born in what? I was like, dude, you were literally in like 8th grade when I was, or not even 8th. Yeah, like 8th grade when I was a freshman in college.
Which
Like
is
that's
nuts.
ridiculous.
No, it is. But it's the name of the game because, I mean, I think the beauty of NIL is like, why leave if you don't have to?
No, of
And
course.
obviously, disclosures you want to disclose, but how has NIL been for you?
No, I mean, obviously it's been awesome. Like
Yeah.
I'm super thankful for the opportunities that I've been able to have through
Sure.
NIL, and I feel like I really hit it at the right time,
Yeah, perfect. I
And
mean, really, when it came on the
exactly,
scene,
because I mean the first 2 years NIL wasn't a thing, and then
2021 was my last year at Clemson.
yeah, so
And then that was when, all the deals. And,
exactly,
yeah.
because then everything really started to hit the following.
And I missed out.
Yes.
That spring, because that first year, it was more so like, I did
Everybody
good.
was trying to like
Correct.
experiment what it was and all that.
Then
So
next year, the budgets were,
crazy.
yeah.
So, but I really didn't start making NIL. Even my first year of at Georgia, the first year I started, like
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get paid. I didn't
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're
But
just
now it's different
balling.
because it's like, that first year was more so like, because you got a good brand, but brand deals, like
Of
strictly
course.
like deliverables.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just brand
But then the
deals.
collective money obviously took it to.
That changed everything.
Correct.
Of course. And that's why obviously there's, they're putting things in caps and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff in place, which is like, I feel like as time went, people started to learn that type of stuff. I think it's such an interesting thing, just kind of how it all went down.
You like the test experiment of it. I mean,
Yes,
you
correct.
quarterback, just, I mean, it's not like no numbers, but obviously quarterbacks make the most.
Mhm.
And then you have like never before agents negotiating contracts.
Exactly.
Like, how has that been at this level for you? Just like the people who want to know what it's like to be in a quarterback shoes at a high level school.
I mean, I honestly, like, I try to just stay away from all of that. Like, I have, my people that are, very talented in like those ways, and like
Yeah.
say like putting that on for me that I trust, right?
Right.
So like they handle all that stuff. Like I just want to play football. Like
Yeah.
honestly, it's super dope that like we get those opportunities as college athletes to be able to, profit and make money
Yeah.
and like life-changing money.
No,
as
for
well.
sure. What about Coach Cristobal that like attracted you to come here? Because I'm sure you could have went a lot of different places, and I'm sure that like there were maybe not bigger numbers, but a lot of good numbers, other places to go. But what made you come here right now?
Of course, I think that Coach Cristobal's approach is a perfect balance of like how a head coach should be. And he does a great job of staying like calm, cool, and collected, but bringing like a very intense demeanor at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think he's very situationally aware of like what is needed of him. And again, like that is the definition of leadership is
Right.
like being who you need to be for the people around you to ultimately uplift them and make them better, right?
Correct.
Like having that influence. Leadership is influence, as you know. But man, I just loved the first conversations that we had whenever I met him, and I was instantly drawn to him. And then obviously Coach Dawson being the offensive coordinator as well. They share an intense passion and love for the game,
Yeah.
which is how I am. I love football. I have an intense passion for football. Like, this is what I do. This is what I live for. So, having those matching characteristics and approach to the game like really drew me here.
And it's not a bad place.
No, it's
You know
not.
what I'm saying? Like, it really is. I came down here. I did my pre-draft down here.
Yeah.
And it's really, you get everything you're looking for in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Food,
Absolutely.
vibes.
It's dope. So I love food.
Okay.
Right.
Favorite
and
spots?
Oh my gosh.
I got mine when I lived down here. I was Komodo.
Komodo's dope. Komodo's really good.
Komodo's really good.
But there's there's other like some places are like vibes, some places are like more like known for their food,
Correct.
known for you know what I'm
Correct.
saying? So it's like Komodo, Poppy Steak.
Correct.
I love Gecko. Personally, Gecko's
I like
one of my
Gecko.
favorites.
I like Sexy Fish.
Gecko's fire. That place is fire too.
Yeah.
I love sushi. Sushi's my favorite.
Okay,
So like being down here is like
Yeah, no, you in the heart of it.
exactly. But yeah, no, it's I don't think there's not enough days in a year, only being here for a year, to go to all these different
experience everything.
restaurants and places. But, getting to experience that and, like, just a different culture and vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's such, like, it's a, like, nationally known, a worldwide city. I mean, there's all types of different nationalities, all different types of cultures.
And
Like,
everybody's
it's really
here
been fun.
any given week.
Exactly.
I think the coolest part, like, I'm sure you'll experience this, but you were in Athens, similar to Clemson.
Yeah.
Like after you win a big game, you go into college bars.
Yeah, exactly.
I do went here, like you can literally end up anywhere.
Anywhere. And it's probably smarter to stay in the house.
No, for sure.
Like, probably just go
For
to the
sure.
house, like hang out with the fam.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I mean, big game like here is way different than it would be in Athens or again Clemson or like a small college town like that. So
how much did like Cam's success, like was that an enticing factor to come here?
yeah, absolutely. I think his success and what he was able to do
In 1 year.
Yeah, exactly. In 1 year, and kind of a similar situation of what I was in. And just the offensive success as a whole, right?
Yeah.
And how the offense is run, the scheme, the fit, the Coach Dawson, the way he runs the offense, the freedom that he gives the quarterback. I mean, obviously that speaks numbers and volumes to Cam as, he's making the decisions out there. He's performing, making the plays, right?
Yeah.
But obviously it's a unit, right? So being able to see that and then the talent around me, right? Because obviously as a quarterback, if you don't have talent around you, you can't win a game on your own.
Correct.
And that's a difficult thing to do. And like being able to have success without talent around you is almost impossible. So obviously that was a very enticing factor as well. But being able to see Cam's success definitely, led this to being a top place that I wanted to come play out.
Going through summer workouts like 7-on-7, just routes on there. What about this offense would you tell people to look out for?
Man, I think we're just an aggressive attack, but in being aggressive, it's very balanced. We have a great O-line, great RBs in the backfield, but then you look at the explosive playmakers that we have at wideout, tight end, right? There's so many different ways to attack defenses, which is what I'm most excited about again. And then you just get the freedom of the offense and how we, run certain things and plays and get into certain checks depending on what the defense is doing. I'm really excited for, what we're going to look like, as we head into the season.
Yeah. Anything about your game you feel like you get to show this year that maybe you haven't?
Man.
Or what do you want to show? Just kind of what do you want to improve on from the tape you've already put out there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just like playing within myself and being consistent and staying like simple, like simplifying things. I feel like you get to play so much football that like the easy things get boring, right?
Yeah.
But like you have to be good at the boring things. Like I think, and that's what I learned last year is like if you try to do all this spectacular stuff and like just play out of body, out of mind, like and try to be Superman essentially, like it's not going to go well.
Correct.
Like negative things are going to, sometimes you'll make this crazy play.
Yeah, but our coaches say heroes turn to zeros.
Exactly.
Real quick, just do your job.
Exactly. Just do your job. Like be simple, play within the confinement of the offense. And I feel like there's like 5 to 10 plays a game where it's like, okay, you got to make a play.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what separates like the good players from the great players. So it's like recognizing those moments in time, right? So I think that's what I want to do is just keep things simple, be consistent, and again, just lead these guys.
Older guy, and you even talking to you definitely have a mature, like we've talked to guys across the country and like varying, places in their careers. But I think one of the probably blessings and curses of being a quarterback, like everything you do is public.
Yeah.
Good or bad. So like the high moments are super high, low moments are super low. and like I think you had to learn a lot in the public eye.
Mhm.
Like, how would you describe like what you've learned over the course of like past summer, past year, just like as you had to develop into who you are?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the media has its goods and its bads, right?
Yeah.
And you learn that over time, right? Obviously, in a day and age where that's kind of everything, right?
Yeah.
Like you see people like they're looking down their heads in their phones all
Right.
the time, right? People on their phones 5, 6, 7 hours
Yeah.
a day, and like the media runs everything. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, like
No,
it
it
does.
does.
So, and like honestly, like I hate that part
Mhm.
because like I feel like that takes away from like genuine human connections and
Yeah.
relationships, right? Is like this like obsession with media and technology
Yeah.
and whatever, but like it is what it is, and it's the reality of what we live in.
For sure.
From what I've learned and like what I take from it is like you just have to be ultra careful, ultra smart. I mean, when I was a kid, I made a lot of mistakes, and you make dumb decisions, but like again,
Yeah.
like being in the position that I'm in, like a dumb decision is amplified into a multitude of
Right.
this, that, and the other, and everyone has an opinion, and this is that, and like honestly, like a lot of what I take is like half of it is true and half of it is not.
Correct.
You know, but I don't have my piece to say what is or isn't.
Yeah, do you feel
know
like you
what I'm
can't?
saying?
Is it rather just stay silent? You want to? Because I'm sure at times throughout the past you would want to come out and say something. Is it
Of
like,
course,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Of
the way you
course.
want to defend yourself, you feel like it's just better just
But
like,
what's the point? You know what I'm saying? It's
Correct.
like, again, everyone's going to have an opinion. Whether I say something or not,
Right.
everyone's going to have an opinion of what I'm saying
Yeah.
or whatever it is, right? And I guess, like, when people, like, do ask me, like, why would you, like, let the story run if it's false,
Mhm.
right? But, like, I'm just, like, I'm just going to say nothing at all. Like,
Yeah.
just stay wise. Like, I just think that that's important. Like, as I've matured, that's what I've learned,
Mhm.
right? And just kind of growing with that. And, again, just trying to, like, stay off of it. Because,
Yeah.
like, again, like, the people who know the truth,
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I need. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And like, as long as I can look in the mirror at the end of the day and like be happy with who I am and myself, because like
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't, and that's where they go to the
Correct.
media and project that onto.
And that's what's
others.
gonna
This could be a
last.
whole conversation.
No, I know
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I want to end on this. It's like that to me is what lasts though, because ultimately like the truth prevails, good or bad. And there's obviously even there could be things that you may need to. We all do could have grow, evolve from. But I was curious because I'm like, I mean, obviously, like everything happened the way it happened. And is there anything like not to defend yourself, but who is Carson? You know what I'm saying? Who do you want people to know you, like your teammates? Who do you want them to know you as? What kind of legacy you want to leave? Maybe because that's more of a true reflection
Yeah,
than
of
maybe
course.
some of the clickbait stuff just kind of got out there.
No, absolutely. And again, like the media is very like negatively run because negativity attracts attention,
Correct.
right? And people are gonna have an opinion on negative things. So, but not for me. Like again, like I just want to be a servant leader, man.
Mhm.
Like at the end of the day, I love football. This is what I do. This is
Yeah.
my passion. This is what I've done my whole life. I don't do much else
Yeah.
besides football. Like I go swing a golf club every now and
What's your
then.
handicap?
Right now,
Talk to
probably
me.
like a 8.
Oh, you nice.
I say an 8 probably.
Oh, you nice.
Now I feel like I've gotten it to be lower.
Yeah.
And then obviously I had the injury and I couldn't play forever.
Right. Favorite place?
So,
Favorite course you played?
Ooh, Sawgrass in Jacksonville,
Yeah,
TPC Sawgrass.
Beautiful.
It's so difficult.
It's
I
nice.
hate
Yeah.
that damn course. But nah, man. Like again, like I just want to be known as a good person and like know that like others can come to me and like I'm always gonna be there for them. And like I hope that like I've been able to give that reflection to these guys on this team. And if you go ask them, I would hope that they would say the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Signing off with this is like, what do you want to? If you could not write the entire script, but 6 months from now, we were sitting here. Like, what would you want people to say about this season, your season? Obviously, not stats, but just like how it went.
Yeah.
How you feel like you performed or led the team. Like, where would you want to be?
Man, that I just had success and that when you watch me out on the field, like you could tell that like I'm really having fun.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like with the passion and energy and like juice that I'm bringing every single game that like that kid loves football.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to, you know, be able to say when they watch me play. And I think ultimately like that opinion in itself means that I had a successful season.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's been a while since we got, but y'all were close last year, getting to the playoffs, national championship. I know to me, I feel like that's the next step for the program. Like, what's your mentality on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a championship is the goal every single year, right? It starts with your conference, and then ultimately doing that, like you put yourself in a position to go compete in the playoffs. Obviously, last year I was injured for that, and which sucks. It hurts me to this day, like thinking of like, man, if I could have been out there, like could anything have been different, right? But I mean, obviously, them boys went out there and competed and played a good game, and ultimately we fell. But man, it's always the goal to go win a championship, and I want one of my own. So.
Oh, I do want to ask you. These be quick. Just give me off the top of your head. Do you know enough Miami history? Do you have any?
I mean, a little bit. There's so many.
No, y'all got
like,
a lot.
there's so much talent.
A lot.
Like you look.
Deep.
Oh my! You got Ray Lewis. You got Ed Reed. You got Jeremy Shockey. Oh my God! And then even like the court, you got Ken Dorsey, Brandy Kozar.
I feel like Cam got to be in there now, right? I mean,
being the first, yeah.
Number overall pick.
I mean, how do you not put him on there?
Low key, I know Cristobal until I was doing my research. Play with the Rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, he not all time great
well,
player,
course,
but all time he just got to be up there for just legendary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it'd be hard to do a Mount Rushmore for the school.
I agree. It's probably, I mean, it's just tough. You got a lot of rich history. I think people when they watch this, like, that's what I think people been waiting. I think last year kind of gave the Miami fans that getting back to like the U being,
of course,
like, rocking.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for y'all to kind of go out there and do y'all's thing. But signing off, Carson Beck, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely,
bro.
Appreciate you.